Alrighty guys, welcome. Tis that time again. Time for us to get to work, have a look at the charts and see what we can come up with moving forward here today for today's London session. So guys, as always, good morning, good afternoon, a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to this London session on this Wednesday, 5th of March. So obviously it was a good day yesterday. Had a really good trade on stream, those gold buys. See what we can come up with today moving forward. Let's have a look first of all to see what we got in way of the news. There's some high impact Swiss news to come shortly, which may have a slight impact on the euro and maybe even the pound. Not expecting much from it though, to be honest. Aside from that, let's have a look moving forward into NY session. There is ADP, so it's a pretty big day, and services PMI. So it's a big day, especially for the US dollar and also gold, obviously being tied to the US dollar. So we'll obviously, if you are trading into NY session, just be wary of that. You don't want to be trading into the news unless you have a plan for it, but I recommend doing so. So guys, without further ado, let's get stuck into it. If you could, make sure to hit the like button. On YouTube, you guys, you know the drill. Appreciate you all for joining. TikTok, you guys smash that screen for me. If you have any questions or any charts you would like for me to analyze, please send those in, and I'll get to those once I've done the update and the analysis on both gold and GJ. Let's have a good one, guys, and let's begin, and let's start as always with the gold. So starting at the weekly time frame. And I'm gonna now base off the current weekly candle. So we are forming a very strong bullish candle. We traced a fair chunk of that previous weekly candle, and we're closing in on the closure of that previous weekly candle. And as I mentioned, guys, at the beginning of the week, London session on Monday, we do not necessarily need to pull back to create that lower wick. Everyone was screaming for us to pull back to create lower wick before we head back up, and look what we've done so far. Every pullback has been met by support on the 4-hour, 30-minute time frame, minor time frames, and has ended up creating that higher high and continue to push to the upside. So as long as we continue to do that, we don't necessarily need to create that lower wick. So we're strong bullish on the current weekly candle. Looking at the daily time frame, that is also still, I'm calling it technically bullish in structure. We've got the previous daily also closing a strong bullish candle above the body to the counter seat to the left, but still respecting the high of the resistance. Current candle has once again, it's created the upper wick, it's just dropped and is pushing back up towards its high. So it's like in the current daily candle sign. Let's see what we've got above it. Aside from that, we're likely going to be looking for continuation buys above the previous daily candle high. There could be a bit of resistance just a little bit further to the left hand side of that though. It's also marking the current daily candle low, and we'll see what we've got below that point there. So we're technically bullish on the daily time frame as well. Now onto the 4-hour, and remains bearish. It actually has respected the last significant lower high. So the 4-hour is bearish, and it is a strong level that it is rejecting and struggling to close above. So for the 4-hour to flip bullish, really need a closure above 29.21 roughly. At that point there, we've got confirmation of the structure flipping back bullish. Not only that, we'll have, if it was to happen in the next 5 and a bit minutes, which doesn't look likely, but you'll also be engulfing that bearish candle. So basically what we want to see is price close above this wick to flip the structure bullish on the 4-hour. And what we can see is we're just consolidating at the moment up near the resistance on the 4-hour. So this is our 4-hour range just now. We can just mark that in for the time being. The highest point is obviously the daily high of the previous daily candle. So there we go, that's the 4-hour range, guys. So we're looking likely to be looking for options either from the resistance for a sell or from support for a buy, or potentially buys above the resistance or sells below the resistance, just based on the 4-hour. So 4-hour once again is bearish at resistance, so it's at a key level. Onto the 30-minute time frame, and that is also technically bearish. We've created the highest point in market structure at this point here. This was the 2 or more consecutive candle pullback in the opposite direction. We have obviously closed below it. Anything in between we are bearish in structure on a 30. So therefore the bias is technically neutral. So I could look for trades in either direction based off that. I'm just going to need in this zone a little bit to the upside. I'm going to drag it across, make sure I'm incorporating the highest point of any bearish candle at this point here. All right, so there are our current zones of gold. Obviously we've formed a resistance just here. Not likely going to be any buys above it. Let's go into the 15 just quickly, just to see if there is any margin above most recent resistance. Now I'll just mark it in and we'll change it to blue. Now I'm going to determine whether or not we've got enough margin to take a potential buy. Looking at it, don't think we will do that resistance. No, it's only 8 pips. So therefore I'm better off just dragging that across. Now the issue now that arises is the fact that you're running high up into that 4-hour resistance. You're running into a 30-minute resistance. It's very tricky to the upside, to be honest, guys. So especially with that wick that's just created. So what I'm likely going to do is just pull this resistance back to where it was. Now, as far as the buyers, guys, I'm likely just going to be waiting for price to pull back to one of 3 levels. It's either going to pull back to level A here on the 15-minute around that 29.10 sort of region. If it did form support around that level or above that level, then I would look for a potential buy if I had the right catalyst to do so. Just trade the range. We'll be tapping into some support. Further option will be really anywhere above this 29.10 sort of region, 29.0809 sort of region, as far as the buyers are concerned. So that will look somewhat like so, to pull back, wait for the right confirmation within price action to look for a buy from that support. Now where I would start to consider the sell, so if you're not in a sell just now, which I'm definitely not, well, it's a bit late and you're kind of just back in the middle of this minor range within the 4-hour range. So what I'd be doing is, personally, I'd just be waiting to see our price pops down to this 29.0850 sort of level. And if it does actually reject and close below, we may still have enough margin to look for a sell below 29.08.7 roughly to take it back down towards 29.04. So I would contemplate a potential sell. It is, again, you're selling it at this point into the bottom third, so it's a little bit risky, but you do have some clean traffic to the left and you do likely have the margin. Just depends where and how far below the candle closes if it is to get to that point there where we can look for the potential sell. Otherwise, guys, I'm just going to trade the range, and if we do pop up only to reject, then I'll also look for a sell from higher up. So I'm likely just going to remove this resistance. Actually, I'll keep it in because we could look for a sell if it does pull back to it and get the right confirmation to do so. So sells below this point here as well. And that is pretty much it. As far as the buyers above, seeing we're running into resistance, I'm likely going to opt out of the first move and let it create a clean move if it does so, because there's every chance it could just tap into this resistance and reject, and then you end up in drawdown and ends back in the range below and you end up taking loss. So I'd rather it show me that it's ready to continue up, create a clean move up, then if it creates a clean pullback, that's when I'd start to consider trading above this 29, 21, 22 sort of region. So for the time being, that's what I'm currently looking at in gold. I'll just remove those zones for now. And hopefully that made sense. Thank you for the sub. And let's quickly have a look now at GJ, guys, before I get to the chat. So once again, let's start at that weekly time frame on GJ, and we are forming a very strong bullish candle. You guys remember yesterday we actually tapped into that resistance and we were rejecting. Yesterday we came to the charts and we were back near close to our open actually. So quickly look at the daily, strong bullish on the weekly with counter probabilities to the upside. Looking now at the daily time frame, and look at that candle, liquidity candle. It's broke the low of the previous candle and it's ended up closing right near the high. We've since broken the high of what was the weekly high, but we are rejecting once again the last significant lower high on the daily time frame. So we're stubborn area, can't flip the structure bullish on the daily. because of all this resistance here to the left. So let's just mark in the current daily candles low for the time being. I'm not going to bother with the high because we're likely going to have some choppy levels here to the left. We'll see what we've got on the 4-hour and at M30 time frame. So technically bearish on the daily, the weekly is bullish. Now the 4-hour structure does remain bullish from this impulse from the lows here at 187.05. We are bullish as long as we remain within this high and this low. So, but again, as we can see, we're hard pressed against the resistance, which is the daily, also the daily resistance, and having absolute big trouble trying to break above it, keep rejecting it. So we would have formed support on the minor time frame just below. So there's likely going to be a really nice entry point for the sells here, and that's the daily low. If we begin to pop below the daily low, there could be some really nice sell options. Not only that, if the other confluence we'll have at that point is we would have flipped the structure bearish. So I would say below, technically this wick here, 191.250, a closure below will confirm a structure flipping bearish. So if we were to just simply wait for the closure below is 191.184, we're closing below the daily candle low, the support formed at that level. Not only that, we're flipping the structure bearish at the 4-hour and daily resistance. That to me would be a very strong catalyst to look for a sell to take it back down towards 190.60. So that is the sell option. Now let's just look at the resistance, what we got to the left, and it's not pretty. Similar to gold, guys, if GJ begins to break above the resistance, just above the daily high, I'm likely going to need to let it create that first move. Just prove to me that's got the volume and momentum to burst through the resistance to the left, then pull back and be second to the race. Pick up the pieces. If it does pull back, and respect and form support above the resistance and provide my price action catalyst for a buy. If it does reject, I would still consider sells, albeit against the actual bias at the moment. I would still consider looking for the sell option if we do pull up and reject it again, seeing it is a very significant level, not only on the 4-hour but the daily time frame, and obviously the M30 as well. So the sells from the resistance would also be technically valid, and that is my opinion on both GJ and gold, guys. So we'll see if anything presents. Once again, we know if we wait patiently, we'll likely get some nice options eventually. So further option will be the buy as well, guys, if it does pull back to the support and form support yet again around this 191.30 sort of level. Buys above that point is another option. So that is GJ and gold. My preference is always gold, but I'm always happy to trade GJ as well. So let's have a good one, guys. And meantime, let me say good day to one and all. Tommy, good morning to you. Beats, Kyle, all good, mate, all good. TikTok, welcome to the 50 of you on stream just now. And thank you to all the new followers as well. If I missed anything, I do apologize. I don't think there's any questions just yet. Sure, they'll come shortly. How's it going, guys? Been a really good week now after yesterday's trade. Hit TP within one 30-minute candle and went on. It's obviously still above the entry from yesterday. Or is it? No, I think it eventually came back down. So it would have, yeah. So you would have been taking out the runner either way. But it eventually hit. Where it first rejected was the overall target, which I mentioned around that 1920. Look at that. It's just it literally taps into it, ends up closing right at it, and it creates a swing point, creates another low, higher low, and went on to create another higher high. So Yeah, the levels were spot on yesterday. Lau, good morning to you. Sketchmas, good morning, mate. Welcome, guys. GC82, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. So Loki would like gold to break above the and fly today. Yeah, look. Keep saying it. I actually want gold to drop. Trading wise, I mean, I couldn't care less. I could trade it either direction, scalping it. But I actually wanted to pull back. So I'd also consider buys above this point, 29.23. Looks like we do have the margin. Yeah, we do have not a great deal, but it could be enough. So we could look for potential buys above that point there as well, guys. So I might actually just draw this zone up. Yeah, that's it. FTSE making a little move at the moment to the upside. Had no upper wick on the previous candle. Would have been a tough one to trust. Nice opportunities on the interruption play in this impulse to the downside. Would have been an opportunity here also to the upside on the limit order as well, so nice to see. Let's quickly look at it though. A weekly, so it's got a high low. It opened with a gap to the upside. It's pretty much back at the closure of the previous weekly candle. Daily looks very similar to gold, and it is obviously still bullish in structure. Previous daily did close back bearish. Gold's a little bit different, looks similar to gold on the minor time frame. That's what looks basically the same as that on the 30 on gold. So it is technically bullish, but rejecting the all-time high and closing back below it. Creating a new all-time high though this week, obviously. 4 hour, bit of a mess, but it is bullish. We've just broken a previous 4 hour candles high, open with a bit of a gap to the upside today. 8 charting, marking up charts when it comes to the indices like this, where you got the gaps because the session opens and closes. Makes it very difficult. Obviously you've got resistance just here. Go down to the 15. Yeah, it's just broken a level, so I'd probably just wait for it to pull back, retest it, and see if it does form support above it, like so. Otherwise, wait for it to sell from higher up. Bit late if you're not in a buy. And the other option would be sells below 87.97.6. Bit half-assed, to be honest, guys. I'm just keeping an eye on it. I don't know if I'll include it into the rotation, because time and time again I've shown you guys about, you know, less is more when it comes to trading. We don't always need to be involved in a trade. We need to be involved in quality entries only, and if we're looking at multiple pairs constantly, we're likely just going to fall for something that's maybe second rate because we haven't watched it closely enough. We haven't, maybe our analysis is off slightly because we've been flicking too much. I mean, I obviously do it for the stream because people ask me to have a look at whatever pair. That's why I've got so many up here. But when it comes to focusing on entries, it's just literally two: GJ and the gold. That's it. Architect analysts. Just gonna remove that comment. I don't even know how to remove it. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but just be very careful what you say into the chat. I don't want you pushing your own product or anyone else's, to be honest. It's not about selling anything on here. It's about trading as a group, learning together. Sven, best entry today for buying gold? Well, I'd rather it come down to 29.10 to look for the buys from that point. Otherwise, I'd be waiting for 29.23 for price to pop above that point and look for an option to take it up to the highs around the current weekly counters high around that 29.27 region. That's what I'd be looking at. Gaming live? Are you selling? No, I'm not selling. I don't have confirmation to sell it. Oh, for no low wick. Would have been tempting. Yeah, would have been really tempting. Very impulsive, but would have been. In fact, it's the new 4-hour. Wow. Yeah, that. Again, it would have been a very impulsive entry, but when you don't have a wick in the opposite direction, especially when it's a 4-hour candle open, there is a very good chance, and if it's at a resistance where it pops straight up without that low wick, there is a very good chance it's going to pull back to create a low wick. And by that point, I mean, your entry could be at the resistance itself, the 15-minute level. At that point, when it flips, you've got 24, 25 pips on the table. Would have been very impulsive, but all good. Steve, good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Tutu, do you trade in my session? Not often. I will trade it more when daylight savings ends here, because there'll be more time friendly. It'll be at 10 PM the open as opposed to midnight. Your entry was 9.12, but we'll watch it. Oh, nice one. Just don't take a loss from here because you're in decent profit. Friend Nest trying to slice at me so I can tap in. I don't know what you mean by that, to be honest. So pulling back quite nicely though. Ethereum's flip 30-minute structure back bullish to 4 hours, still definitely bearish. Daily, if it breaks the previous daily counters high, that looks like a really strong indication of a liquidity grab from the downside on a daily. If it does break the high of the previous daily candle, I see it creating a deeper pullback. Could be short-lived though. It doesn't, off the back of the strength of the drop, the last few drops, I mean, it's a slow trickle up and then just massive drop. 4 hour is definitely bearish. The daily was bearish, 4 hours bearish, and it's right at a resistance. The 30 is the only time frame bullish. Yeah, I'd want to see price pop above that previous daily count high. Or buys. If it rejects or even pops above, only to close back below and begin to reject, and I'll look for the sells from higher up. And again, I don't trade crypto. Nifty, knifed 7. Buy or sell gold in this time, family? Nothing, just waiting. YK, you're in a buy. Fair enough. Here we go. VIP gold signal is goodbye to you. Why do I feel I get the same morons jumping on every stream trying to flog their own service or whatever they provide, and I keep blocking them, same names, they keep popping up. Yeah, don't be daft, guys, be very careful. If anyone sends you messages or anything like that, just be very careful. Alright, what else can we look at? GU's just attempted a breakout but pulling back. GU has been very strong. It's been really strong in the pound. Probably the strongest of the majors, to be honest. I think EU is also quite strong at the moment. AU is just doing what AU does, flattering its shit. Just keeps dying. Every time it pumps, it dies a lot quicker than it pumps. Frustrating for me. But anyway, let's look at GU and let's quickly do some top-down analysis. And what we can see is the weekly, very similar to gold, has no lower wick. Okara. Yes, most counters will have it, but like I always say, especially if we close that daily candle, the first Monday's candle, very strong bullish candle. As long as we keep respecting levels of support form within the candle itself, the weekly, on the minor time frames, then doesn't necessarily need to pull back and create a lower wick. However, GU's at some strong resistance here on the higher time frame, so it still could reject and it still could come down to create that lower wick. But however, we are strong bullish on the weekly. Daily as well, what we can see is we've closed above the bodies of the counters here to the left, right up at the highs of the resistance. Looking really good, GU, for continuation to the upside here. If we break the current daily candles high, yeah, that's pretty much in line with that level to the left. It's just a little bit below it actually, so we'll mark that in as well. We are bullish in the daily with the counter probabilities being to the upside. The 4 hour is also very bullish, but as we can see, we're at that resistance just now. Good things, we've formed some support recently just below the resistance, so that could provide a very good entry point for a sell. Not flipping any structure on the 4 hour time frame nor on a 30-minute time frame, but seeing it is a key level. And if we do reject it and we have clean traffic below this support at the current daily candles low, that would be my first potential area to look for a sell. Looks really good for a sell below 127.70 for 670, 680. I'd just simply be waiting for a closure below, a retest, and then look for continuation sells. And as for the buys, yeah, it's hard up in that 4 hour resistance just now, so yeah, I'd be very patient with the buys and wait for a buy from above the resistance here. Much cleaner. Like so. Now the other interesting thing is, let's go into the 15. Yep, so we got some minor support just below the 4 hour resistance, so another level of minor support just here. Now below it, we've got pretty clean move up. There's a good chance that if we begin to close below this minor support, that will retest the daily low. So that could also provide some potential sells, some sell options below that point. So I'd be looking for a sell below 127.855 if I was to trade GU, which I do not, but I think that's a really good option as well. And otherwise, if it does respect the daily low, even if the pot's below and need to close back above it and you get your right confirmation to do so, I'd be looking for a buy around that support, around that 127.70. That is my opinion of a GU. Make of that what you will. GJ and gold are looking quite nasty at the moment. Like gold, interesting. Don't like these wicks though. I really don't like those wicks. Very, very off-putting. Let's go to 5. Yeah, it's very tricky on the 5 minute. I don't want to ignore those wicks, to be honest. Those wicks weren't there and we closed like so. I'd be looking for a sell on the next candle. But I just don't like that area. It's a 5 minute support. It's tapped into some resistance here. Yeah, so I'd rather now really just create the clear move down and then look for the buys, to be honest, from lower down. Lock, entry, nothing at the moment. Don, which pairs? This is gold, and Great British Pound JPY is the other pair I personally trade. So again, guys, just patience. Yesterday when we thought we missed the move, when everyone thought the move was come and gone from here, and it pumped over 100 pips, waited patiently, got in a nice, pretty much very little, was almost zero, just a few pip drawdown trade, which lasted, I mean, hit CP1 within a minute, or a couple minutes, I think it was. So we just wait patiently. We might get there the right opportunity, a quality opportunity. I'm not going to jump in anything half-assed. There's just no point. I don't want to risk cash on it. M7 MD sell. Yeah, not for me. Not at the moment. Members, let me hook you guys up with a link. Franco, good morning to you, mate. Welcome. FX Spectre, welcome, mate. Hope you're well. And to you too. Wish you a good training day. That wick there is very off-putting. Reason why is because it's literally tapped into some resistance over here to the left and it could react to it again, so rather it just create that move, to be honest. Just accept I'm not going to take any sell from here and just wait.
Hey, good morning, man.
Franco, mate, how are you?
Hey, fine, thank you.
That's
I'm
good.
a little bit late. I was with my mother at the doctor.
All good.
Did I miss something?
Hope all is well. No, nothing yet, mate. Just watching gold. Just chilling.
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Really good. Just
Good.
had a relaxing day.
Very good.
And yeah, been nice weather.
Yeah.
So lapping it up
Okay,
because the
that's
season's just changing. How about you guys? Is it changing in all the weather or still very cold?
Well, it's changing a little bit. Yeah, we have in the night we have -1, -2 degrees,
Oh
and
god.
then during the day we have 10 to 30, 13 degrees.
All right.
So
Still a little bit fresh.
sunny.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. As long as there's, you know, blue skies, that makes a world of difference to the mood.
So there's it's not raining, and therefore it's okay.
That's it. What we want. Not looking forward to winter. Not as cold as what you guys get, but still, the wind chill factor here is the thing. We're by the bay here in Melbourne, so we get some really cold sea breezes.
So I'm recently arrived at the charts right now.
Yep.
I'm looking for GU something maybe.
Oh yeah, wow, that's looking pretty good. I just looked at GU and yeah, GU's just got a little bit of resistance just above the current high, but EU looks good. EU looks like it's cleared resistance. And EU is very strong as well at the moment, same as GU. Just it's got a level here to the left, but the momentum at the moment is very strong. You've just got that to break above 106, 630 roughly. EU looks really good. I mean, it could be worth an entry though because of the volume and the momentum at the moment, and it's definitely trending.
Yeah, is this a M30 resistance there?
Yeah, let me check on the 4-hour. It is a 4-hour as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so just be a bit careful of that. Yeah, I think it's best to wait for it to pop above it. Let it set up again.
Okay, so at GU we are above this for our resistance.
Yeah, GU I think is the actual count it forms resistance. It is, but you've got on the 30, I think that's a bearish candle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Oh, it isn't.
Yeah.
How about the 15?
It's a bit difficult. Maybe if this remains like it is right now, and maybe closing week 15 to an M50 candle.
Yeah, bit of a pause.
Week. Yeah, maybe could be an entry later on then, before London.
Yeah, it looks pretty good because it's about to close potentially above the highest point of any bearish candle at the resistance. So it's also a liquidity candle. It's broken a low, now breaking a high. It does look good, but you may opt to wait for that. But looking at this, the 5-minute also looks very strong. So it actually has pulled back on a 5-minute. If it closes above, you've already got that break, retest, and confirmation, the closure above. So could be worth an entry. And it's sort of lagging EU. It's not pushing as strongly at the moment, so I think that's probably the best option at the moment.
Yeah, this normal, I think, but nevertheless, so it's it went 12 pips up above this bearish candle wick.
Yep.
So the M15, it's for the EU.
Oh, EU.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my broker is a bearish candle, the wick. No, the
okay, yeah, the previous candle. Yeah. Yeah.
Which 12 to 13 pips it's enough for GU. But okay, it's very difficult to get in such a scenario.
It would have been nice for a limit order, but it's tapped into the target, so that's not available. Yeah, I'd be, well, G is not going to close above, so maybe best to wait for that little pause first and just see close to the London Open.
Was there any influences on the speech of Trump?
I'm not sure what came out of it, to be honest.
Yeah, but I don't know. He was talking to the Congress, and but I never looked to the charts this morning. So
yeah, I don't think it had a big impact.
okay,
I mean, gold's.
there's not big moves on gold and so on.
I think it was around this time of day. Pretty sure, 1 p.m. my time. Pretty sure that's when it was scheduled. Yeah, just after 1 p.m. So it didn't seem to have a big impact. I mean, it dropped and popped back up since. Yeah, gold's just at a tricky place at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 15 looks good, and it's a bearish candle wick, but the 5-minute is. If it wasn't such a long wick, I would be quite tempted. But
yeah,
when you go down 5-minute, you see where it's rejected. It's rejected this resistance and that resistance.
But on the M15, if you look there, there is this bullish candle which spiked up to the resistance on the right side.
This one. Oh, this.
The bullish candle on the right side. Yeah, this one. So spiked up into a resistance and again, and then went down. So it's not bad on entry, or
yeah, it could have been, but again, I was just a bit put off by those wicks, to be honest. A little bit put off by it, but again, in hindsight, you can say yes. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good entry, but I just chose not to. I didn't really like it at the time. FX Spectre? No, live. No, I don't trust funded accounts after my personal experience. M7MD, nothing right now. Ben, you sells right now. All right, if that's what you believe, it could definitely come back down to 29.12 or even further 29.10. Sven? Yeah, Franco is in Germany. Winston buy or sell? Nothing right now for me. Let me look at something. Yeah, I think it would have been break even, Franco, even if it did make it, by the looks of it, because that's the candle that would have triggered you in. And it went about 8 pips once you count for spread, 9 pips, and then popped straight back up. So, yeah. Just thought I'd check it out.
Juice unfortunately went up right now.
I was making a move. How about you?
No.
As the GJ is heading back up towards the resistance, this is okay. At least it's getting to a point where we could potentially look for some options. In this case, to sell it. Let's see what happens at that 191.90 to 192 flat level. Gold. Didn't quite trust it from this point here, so I'm just waiting. Brilliant. 1240 network. Well, you guys can work it out. If you want to know more, you guys can work it out. Alice, should we sell gold? You probably need to be in a sell if you're not already. I'm just chilling, guys. I'm knowing nothing at the moment. Lucas, I think gold pushed down 28.90. So we got 28.90. No, I think it's, look, the way it's going at the moment and the way this weekly candle is forming, it's a very strong candle. But that being said, there is high impact news to come, so anything could happen. As long as it respects 2900, I think there's a good chance it won't for this week anyway. But anything could happen. Plenty of time for it to drop or pump. Plenty of news about as well. Fuddy 933. Not too sure what's at that level, but definitely head to that level. Going low 28.99. Yeah, possibly, but again, I'm not so concerned by it. I'm more concerned by where we are at the moment, to be honest. And looking for what I determine to be a quality entry. That's what I'm focused on. Don't look too far into where it could go as far as the higher time frame picture, because I'm just looking for small movements in the market. So it's important for me to know the direction of the higher time frame picture and the candles themselves, but I'm not concerned by it popping at 2900 when I'm in a sell. I'm just scalping. I'm looking for a small move for 10, 15, 20, 30 pips. Yesterday we got to 78 pips, I think it was, pretty much to be exact, was the final TP. But I secured well in between that. I secured at 12 and 30 and then final TP, so they're still struggling at that level, guys, to the left. Thank you for the follow, for the sub, sorry, on YouTube. So again, hence as to why I was a little bit put off trying to sell it, because the way it rejected this 15-minute resistance and the 5-minute level. So we'd still head back up. All good, not in anything just yet, so just let it do its thing for a bit and we'll see. Underdog, we will retest 2950. I think at some point it will, but again, not so concerned by it for the time being, so nowhere near it. But yeah, in my opinion, gold just continues to create some higher highs for the time being. But again, anything can happen. S&P 579. My one friend takes trades every day. I only take 8 trades per month. Guess what? Well, that's it, mate. Kudos to you, because that's how I roll as well. I know, you know, traders will take multiple trades a day, not just one. I'll take in and out every 5 minutes. And then they wonder why at the end of the month they may have one more than as far as one more trades than lost, but they end up in negative because they put their account under so much stress. Not only that, they put themselves under a lot of stress and anxiety, just simply because they're feeling a need, the emotions of being involved in trades at all times. I've said it constantly, I can trade 15 to 20 times a month, which is much less than the average. Sometimes more, sometimes I'll take 30 plus, sometimes it'll be about 10. It just depends if I get the right signal. But I know that I can trade less and still end up with a better return than the average because I'm looking and scoping for quality entries. I don't need to be always involved in a trade. I get involved when I feel it's the right time. And that's, you know, something I would recommend to everyone. Sometimes the charts are going to move and you're going to look at like, I should have, would have, but didn't. And so be it, just let it go. Come back again later. Just don't let your emotions dictate you. Because, you know, if you do just stick to your plan and trade your plan, trade in accordance to your rules, by the end of it, if, you know, your edge works for you, you'll be right. Just be patient, consistent, and be very strict with it. But I agree 100% with that. To be honest, well done, by the way. Appreciate all the new followers. Apex, how to use TikTok Studio. Pretty easy, actually. Not going to go through it now because it's not what I'm here for. Caption? No, not yet. Once again, think of justify as to why I didn't take a sell. Look at it bouncing now. Andreas, what you search today is in what am I looking at? I'm looking at gold sells from the resistance if it does reject 29.20 to 22 region again. Potential buys above 29.23, buys above 29.10, and sells below 29.08. That's what I'm currently looking at. And GJ, it's not clearly defined for our, if I was looking for an impulse entry. Would have worked here though. The limit order would have worked here. Anyway, GJ, I'm waiting to see. It's stuck in the range, the minor range within the 4-hour range up near the resistance. So I'm just waiting to see if it pops up to reject 192. Or if it pops above that, I wanted to make a clean move up through the resistance here to the left. Otherwise, buys from the support again or sells below the daily candles low, and that's pretty much it. What I'm looking at. 576. For me, there's nothing right now.
Actually, looking at UJ, it's on the M50 looking pretty good, but maybe better waiting for the M30 to close.
Yeah, I think if you're going to trade on, I think I respect if you're trading on the 15 or 30, you just want it to be below on 149.564.
Seeing traffic to the left side, so
yeah. But I think in my opinion, you definitely need a closure blow because it's just consolidating.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Closure blow, retest, and there's your entry.
Also, the M5 time frame looks good.
Which, the high time frame?
No, the M5.
Oh, the M5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Yep, on all the time frames, it looks really good. So if you want to play it for 15, I think it's okay. But it's not going to close below.
On the dollar.
Yeah.
I'm looking on the Dixie and there's
bit of weakness.
Yeah, it's coming down after the speech of Trump, more or less, in the time frame.
Yeah, it's really, wow, it's shitting the bed. This thing is dropping and Aussie is just not got biased to the Australian dollar when it's going up. Yeah, UJ looks pretty good. Alice, sleeve, we should sell gold. If that's what you believe, then you know, up to you. But for me, I'm not doing anything right now. Could we get some GJ sells at session open? Issue is it's breaking just now. I'm definitely not interested in selling it just now for a few reasons. Still got the momentum based on the previous 30 counts to the upside. It is rejecting a level here to the left, but the candle at 15 has no upper wick as well, so it still could pull back and create one. There's definitely no entry for me here. This is the last thing we want to do, to be honest, unless it pops straight down to the support. I don't want it to close like this. It's just gonna make it look really ugly on a 30. I don't think we've got the margin for close point. Look at the volume right now. Wow, it's just absolutely melting.
Damn, you just pushed out.
Oh, okay, it's dropped as well.
Pips.
It is what it is. Things are moving without us.
What it is. Yeah.
Still could get a limit order sell at session open. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. But shitting the bed, wow, this is really, that's a lot of volume for UJ.
That's correct. So it was very easy 10 pips.
Yeah, GU and EU popping back below resistance is AU. It's a bit of strength in the yen by the looks of it. EJ looking pretty good. Good entry point for the sells anyway. Same as GJ, basically the exact same. We'll see, there's nothing really right now. Gold just can't decide. It looks like it wants to drop, but it keeps popping back up, so it's a bit tricky at the moment. Mo, I agree with that. There is no right or wrong. It's just whatever you guys can make work for you. So this is what works for me. May work for others, may not. But again, it's just there's so many ways you can skin a cat. So whatever you guys can make work for you, that is the best way. User not found when he's TP. There is no entry right now, so Mr. Sharif, hoping it's not the Sharif in the group, asking him whether it's a buy or sell. I'm sure it's not. Mikey, price action sloppy this morning. Have my order at 28.90. Yeah, so you're way off it, but that's all good. It is pretty tricky at the moment. It's a bit all over the shop, so I agree. It's just time to chill. Perhaps I need to work on my patience. Any advice? Yesterday I closed my trades early, then market blew up. I closed my trades early because I had a TP that I was happy to remove the whole trade off the table at that point. So it's all predetermined, it's all planned, so you shouldn't be emotional about it. That should be part of your plan. And also you need to accept your stop loss, and if you're going to manage it, you need to accept that it might take you out before it continues in your direction. This all happens. So you just, again, my advice would be just have some solid rules for trade execution, what will give you the validation to take a trade, and when you're in a trade, for trade management, at what point you're going to take some partial TPs, if any, or where you're going to target. And I would suggest using realistic levels to the left, previous swing points, for instance, or support resistance. And just accept it. Better than taking a loss. So yeah, it's just all part of it, mate. Emotions is something that will play a big part, and you just need to get used to it and need to try to be as robotic as possible. And that's probably my big strength, just being strict with discipline and patience. gold now, it's moving. And I didn't have any of the right confirmations for me to take a trade, so I'm just chilling. I'm all fine about it, not concerned. Just not convinced by this level. Again, patience pays. Yesterday we got a cracking trade, we just had to wait for it. 8 in gold is unstoppable right now. Scalping is the best option for me. There's a lot of volume about, isn't there? Using off fan, would you recommend sell EU? No, I think you need a pretty strong catalyst at the moment. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend selling it. It's very bullish at the moment. I think the only way I would consider it for this 15 closed bearish engulfing. Closing the M30 bearish for long wick into the range above. Even that is risky because it's in a very strong uptrend, but that would make sense. That would be at least a valid signal as far as price action. Momentum so much strong to the upside on gold. Just need to pull back to get on the move. Yeah, I would love for pull back to buy it as well. All good caption, no worries. My prediction for gold, well, I have a plan for it. Sorry, I think I cut out for a sec. TikTok, the internet connection's not great. Thank you for the sticker, by the way. I know I'm gonna butcher this name, but Mungum one Ifu. Appreciate it. So my plan for today is, I don't have a prediction because again, I'm not forecasting the future or whatever. I'm just waiting for my plan to present and waiting for the rule to be ticked off, and then I'm taking a trade. So reacting to what I see, but for me, I'm looking for the buys from this support or sells below it. Sells below at 29.0870, buys above 29.10, and potential buys above 29.2310. Or if it does drop to 29.0402, I could look for options from that point as well for a buy, possibly. They're all possible. The price will drop before New York session. Again, it could do anything. Would most definitely do so, but it could also fly, so who knows, just have to wait and see. That's Vesilu. Gonna take lower liquidity. Yeah, again, it could do so, but we'll see. So, buy limit 29.04. I think that's a pretty good level, to be honest. We are setting limit orders. I like that level. I really like it. The strong 4-hour support, so yeah, I think it's a good level. You probably want your stop loss below the round number though. Once again, guys, it just keeps popping back up, so feel pretty good about not taking the sell. Just wasn't right for me. Vessi, yes. Good morning to you. Jim, today full buy, full margin buy. No, yeah, I'm not interested in selling it. Not at the moment. Not from the current level. When this counter closed, we buy, and if that's what you decide to do and you're following your plan, that is the thing to do for you then. For me, I've got nothing. Are you popping up yet again? Wow, EU looking really good at for London Open. EU looks the pick of the bunch. I like the long liquidity grab, the wick on the current candle. It looks as though it might be closing back up near its high. Had a nice swing with it on the 5 minute. The EU looks very good. Yeah, it's pretty clean traffic to the left, so I don't even have the data to get back that far. Yeah, it's very clean. It's really pushing though. There's a lot of strength in EU and EU today. Do you mind just right? Yeah, as long as you follow your own plan. That block. Is this gold? Yes, it is. Checking a 618 5 minute perfectly placed now. Gold? No. Possibly. I don't use the fib often. I sparingly use it. I do have rules that require me to use the fib. Some entry criteria I need to tick off based on the fib. But again, you'll see all those if and when time comes. If you've been watching the streams regularly, especially on YouTube, you guys will know when I use it. Yeah, just be careful, guys. Just be careful. Do your own due diligence and trade your own plan.
But the German 40 looks also good on the M50 and maybe also on the M30 when it closed above the recent resistance.
Yeah, the M15's struggling, but it looks like a bit of a liquidity counter as well. Yeah, similar to EU in a way. It does look pretty good for potential buys at session open. Is it at a flyer level though? I think it's okay, to be honest. For me, EU still probably looks the best. I don't know if it's gonna... Sorry, mate?
Creating a lower wick, or maybe also touching again.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to retest because it's done that within the catalyst candle.
Done that already on the M5, yeah, correct.
So just a lower wick and potential entry above. So that looks still the best option. GU, oh, that's also okay, but that's at some resistance again. Yeah, you might find it might lag you a little bit because of that resistance. Still enough margin though. And look at gold, guys. Back to where we pretty much started the stream. So once again, why I wasn't so keen on selling it? Just wasn't the right confirmation. There's nothing for me on gold right now. You still need to buy it back into resistance unless you guys have your confirmation. Don't let me stop you. And GJ, just consolidating. There is absolutely nothing on it. The EU looks the best, followed by GU, but I don't trade either of those pairs. Session open, guys. So this is good. This is alright. Pop down. Breaks the high. I think it's good to go. Yeah, I don't trade it, so I'm not taking it. Futures or XAU? No, it's spot gold. Bye, Jim. Again, I've said it many times. Don't come on to the stream promoting your own group or service or whatever. Be very careful, guys. Be very careful. People send you a message. Don't be daft. Andreas, no sell for me. You know what? EU limit orders. That's what I'd be doing right now. I'd be having a limit order at 106.633, whatever the highest point of this resistance is. That would be my plan. If I trade EU, that is what I'd be looking at right now. And still the potential buy as it breaks if it just forms support just now, if it flips on me from if this is to be the lowest point. Otherwise, I'd be targeting that level as a limit order potential entry. Look at GU. Yeah, it's a little bit too far above. Yeah, Mo, it's all good. He's been blocked, so you won't see him in the chat again. It's funny because TikTok don't let you delete messages. I don't know why. I can't work it, unless they do, but I can't work it out. He's been blocked anyway. Yeah, they do, but I don't get them every stream. So it's like they start, I don't know, unless they got like 100 accounts. Andreas, limit order for sell? No. No, I'm not just seeing a limit order at the zone, and it's just consolidating, and it's still, in my opinion, quite bullish. Even though the way I look at the charts, it is technically neutral, the price, but the higher time frame picture is still definitely very bullish. It's not at a 4-hour resistance. What is, but that highest point is higher up, so I don't have the right confirmation to set a limit order sell. Not how I take my entries, to be honest. Unless it's a clearly defined 4-hour level and we're retesting it for the first time, which is not. So I'm just chilling again. There's not much I can do at the moment. BJ, let's see if it pops down to the support, if it starts to pop a lot. Mir shows a lot of resistance. There is a lot of resistance, both gold and JJ at the current level, so there's just nothing for me. Talia, gold, so spot gold, XAUUSD, and Great British Pound, Japanese yen, but that's in heavy consolidation. There's nothing at all on either, to be honest. Just need to chill and wait. Mo from Oz, mate, Melbourne. Nowhere near where that big cyclone is. Sunny, warm. Yeah, we don't. Melbourne's just Melbourne. When the weather shits the bed, but not anything crazy. We don't get cyclones or anything like that.
Needs to step out for a moment, Justin.
Oh, good, mate. No worries. Oh, if I'm not around when you come back, I'll catch you later on some point.
In 20 minutes I will be back, more or less.
All right, might still be on, but we'll see. If not, I'll catch it later. No.
Will you do today?
Yeah, I will. I was planning to do it yesterday, but the charts were just terrible after we took that nice win on stream. So it was just I couldn't see anything at all. So that's why I didn't bother. Yeah, I did the update and no one jumped on.
I was done for the day.
What's that?
I was done for the day yesterday.
Yeah, I think everyone pretty much was. That's why no one showed up. So I just cut it after 10 minutes. I just not. But yeah, we'll do the same thing today. If anyone joins, great. If not,
good.
Yeah. No worries, mate. Mo? Oh yeah, rain, wind, non-stop. Yeah, that's UK. So I hear. Maybe you train with your own money or with prop firm, and how do you get into train? Own cash. I've had experience with a prop firm and it wasn't a good one. So they gave me a hard breach when I was due a payout for the most ridiculous reason. Wasn't even a valid. Well, actually, the rule that I did breach in was valid, but that was because I couldn't even access my account to trade it. So it got 30-day inactivity, hard breach. But I couldn't even access the account. I was awaiting a reasoning as to why they were accumulated drawdown from all trades was close to being breached when it was never ever near floating drawdown or realized drawdown limits, and never. I was due a payout and they came back to me and said it was their mistake, they'll fix it. And they sent me an email saying hard breach, my account suspended, or I've lost the account. Like, hang on, how about hard breach? And they said their mistake again, they'll get back to me. Never got back to me. I replied to them multiple times, couldn't even access my account at that point. And then I got another hard breach. Eventually got the email saying hard breach for inactivity for 30 days. And it was just an absolute joke. What a scam. So I'm very cautious with prop firms because a lot of them are full of shit. Especially if you have a big, I had a 300k account at the time. Brunel sells in EU? No. Now look at that, guys. If anyone's following along, what I say, limit order buys, you're now floating in about 7 pip profit. 8 pip profit. If it were me, I'd be at break even. And you're almost at your 10. Guys, if you're trading these pairs, follow along if you agree with the analysis, that's what I should say. But it's looking good. So no sells for me, definitely no sells. Yeah, you looking good to continue up as well, so. And look at my pairs. PJ stuck in consolidation, gold attempting, but just not ready. So. Every day brings a different story. Yesterday the charts were absolutely pumping. Today we're just stuck in some consolidation, so all good. Just need to be wary of it and not take anything for the sake of it. Just chill, and again, no trades also a win because you're reserving capital. Amir, which platform? I call only scams. It was only funds is the name. It was all good until they changed ownership, and that was literally just after I think I passed the challenge, and that's when everyone started to have issues. Everyone, I was in the Discord, they even stopped allowing people sending messages in the Discord. That's how you know that it's shit's about to hit the fan, when they don't allow chat at all in the Discord anymore, the community. That's when you know something bad's about to happen. But prior to that, I know people were getting payouts and it seemed all good. Oh yeah, nice one. If you took a buy, well done. How are you waiting for the top of that resistance for making a sell order? I'm waiting to see how price reacts to it, so I'm not just selling it at that level. Efforts. IE fits. We need in buys. Yeah, if that's what you guys got the right confirmation, by all means, but for me, I don't, so I'm feeling. Look at GJ now. This is not preferable, but again, the charts can do whatever they want. They don't have to worry about me. They can just go whichever direction they want. But to the upside, it's not preferable at the moment because there's no clean traffic. It's running straight into more resistance. So I'd rather break the first impulse up if it is to continue bullish. That's pretty rank, to be honest. Very different to yesterday. Origin performance, yeah, I try to. Yeah, I mean, TikTok also, I never know if I'm gonna get that right or not. I'm on my last morning on TikTok, so, but I am streaming at the same time on YouTube, and I have no issues on YouTube. Yeah, trading Nepal, gold buy, mate. Eventually, but not right now. Max, this is gold. Spot gold. A really tricky one because it's a 4-hour resistance that you're buying it into right now. This week to the left, just here. Within it, it looks a bit better on the 15 though. And on the 30 as well. It's really not ideal. It's also an hourly resistance, a couple candles back. And based on the hourly, it looks okay. But I'd need to wait the confirmation, which is still 45 minutes away. No, yeah, it looks pretty good. It does look pretty good to push up, but again, didn't like the area it come from. And I don't like the resistance here to the left. That needs to clear. It is tempting because it has no upper wick, so it is tempting just buying it in all honesty. In anticipation is going to create that upper wick. Few issues here. Stop loss is still going to be a very big one. I wouldn't be happy rolling for 40 plus pips stop loss and securing at, it's like, what about, I'd still be about 30 pips if you enter now. My right confirmation at the moment, it's just all part of it. Here we go, it's flipped. Origin performance, confidences, well, preference is for it to close above now. Above this resistance at 29.23 and then look for the retest. Need to consider a few things, how far back we're coming from, what the stop loss will be. But if I get that confirmation, that still could be an option. This is similar to yesterday at the moment, where the beginning of the stream, it made the move from here. I didn't trust at that point, but what I then waited for was the price to close above, like so. And then what we have was, wow, look at that. That just popped straight back down to its low. Then what we have was that pause just above the resistance. It looked similar to that. And then we had another 15-minute candle closing back bullish, looking quite similar to this. Now, I took the entry, ended up being above the bearish candle high. That, to me, is a solid entry, and it worked perfectly yesterday. So if something similar happened today, but it's far off happening at the moment, so. Yeah, train for a resistance okay, it's London Open. Alright, again, that's, you're happy, and then go for it, my friend. I'm not telling anyone what's right or wrong, I'm just being me. I couldn't care less if you don't agree with my analysis. It's all good. No one forces you guys to be here. There is no right or wrong. There is absolutely no right or wrong. It's just what works for you. For me, I'd be breaking my plan, my rules by buying it just now because I think it's going up. I just need to wait for my signal. I waited yesterday. Everyone thought I missed the move. Big's ass, did I miss the move? Big's ass. I got it. You guys saw it live. So again, I'll just patiently wait for my catalyst. Whether you guys agree with it or not, it's up to you. Do you. Don't copy me. Mo, nice one. 29.13. Yeah, you're looking really good, mate. You're looking really good. Yeah. Just don't take a loss, whatever you do. Make sure to have your stop loss. Depending, look, if you're a swing trader, maybe you got a different plan. But otherwise, I'd be trading my stop loss into profit for me. Looking nice for the day. Same feelings yesterday. That's it. What you want, mate? Well done. Russ? All good, mate. Not concerned at all. I just, yeah, find it amusing, to be honest. Actually, should have that. It's grey. So seed. So I get in now. If that's, again, it's if you think it is the right time to get in, then by all means. But for me, it's just not. Yeah, it's a tough area. True. B. So a buy again for me, nothing right now. I'm favoring the buys, but I don't have the right confirmation to buy it. GJ, see, this is better. This is what I want to see on GJ. Let it cut through this clean, strong impulse. Because what that does is open up the level to the left again. So cutting through some of this mess, the deeper, the stronger the impulse, the better, because it gives more margin if it does pull back to form support again. And there's a high probability at some point it will pull back to retest the resistance it breaks. And it's just a matter of waiting for a confirmation. And if it does create a nice clean move up, then you got margin to look for the buy from support yet again. If it just begins to consolidate, maybe you could base off the 4 hour, but again, look to the left, there's some resistance. So what I meant by basing 4 hours, if you wait for the 4 hour to close, strong bullish above, and then wait for the next 4 hour to create low wick and then buy it to breaks. Line architecture above 29.22. Yeah, I'm a little bit higher up, 29.23 for me. But that's all good. You guys are entitled to your opinion. And also, I know there's no trade right now. I don't stress it. I'm gonna chill and take a break after the stream. And I'll suss things out after I've had dinner on my own. You can always come back to the team later. Phil, how are you, mate?
Doing alright. How about you?
That's it. All good. All good. What are we looking at today?
Actually,
look at that. Just sorry to cut you off, mate. Just quickly. Yeah. Sorry, mate. What did I say about what I would do if I trade EU? That would have been the entry. I mentioned it, said it. Limit order back on the high of that resistance. Off the back of that strong closure. Your stop loss would be there. You would have been more than safe. You would have had about, by the looks of it, 5 pip, 4 pip drawdown. And look at it now. So again, that's just me following my rules. If it were my pair, that's what I would have done. If it happened on GJ Gold, that's what I would have done, and it works. So just goes to show. So sorry, Phil. Go for it, mate.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Actually, I just closed the trade. I was in one trade in EJ.
EJ. Okay.
On the alley.
Nice
So,
one.
I took it on the limit order.
Okay.
After this, yeah, down, yeah, right there.
Wow. Nice one.
Right.
Pretty much no drawdown.
Yeah, very good. I had like 2 to 3 pips drawdown on my side. And I closed full at about 50 pips or so.
Work. Love to hear it. That's good, mate. Nice one. And it's just for you following your plan. So good day. Tapped into resistance, so yeah, I think you did well to get out where you did. Nice one. Any other plans for today, or?
Yeah, I was looking at the EU, but I was a little bit unsure about it, so I'll just wait for it to reset, hopefully.
Yeah.
If it will give me an entry on the reset, then nice. Apart from that, nothing else.
Nice one. Once again, guys, you just wait for the right confirmations. You know your plan, your edge, your strategy, whatever you want to call it, works for you. You're much better off than, can I buy now? Can I sell it now? I buy now, or I just bought it. Don't know why I did. I just did. Basically, what I'm saying is don't do what you think will happen. Wait and react to what your plan is. Wait and react to what you see happening. And tick the boxes. Always tick the boxes. Have an entry criteria and tick those boxes before you enter. My guys do it. I know. My guys are, some of them are becoming really, really strict. Probably more strict than me now. But because they know if they just chill and wait, when they get the right entry, it's a highly probable entry. It's a really good chance they'll take a win. I put it on buys. All right. Good luck. Gold pushing back a little bit. So, which market is this? Rock City boy. This is gold. EU was the one I was looking at before. Again, we're respecting resistance here. F, sell? No, nothing. I've got no confirmation to sell. Marcy drafts. What quotes is that? This is gold. Spot gold. Yeah, it's a tough one at the moment, guys. It looks like we're not going to close above. But all good. Again, nothing else. Patience and discipline. Perfect yet again. I know some of you really start to appreciate it and understand why I appreciate it so much when it comes to trading. I know the new ones feel a need, and they probably, from what they see or who they follow, all the different social medias and that, they're probably just maybe following the wrong people, because they'll only post big wins or whatever. For my guys, I post every single trade, win, lose, or draw. It goes into the journal. Yeah, I'll be very careful what I say, but for the group. Maybe buy again if that's what you think, if you've got your right confirmation. To be honest, what I'm thinking is it will go up, but I can't just buy it based off what I think. Again, I need to wait for the criteria to be met. I don't have it at the moment, so I can't just buy it. Wow, look at silver. Oof. This thing is flying. Just lean away. Wow. Often it's follows gold. Doesn't lead the way. Let's see. Maybe gold will follow. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get confirmation right now, guys. So all good. Not to worry. There's plenty more opportunities. There's another session for today, NY session. There is plenty of volume about still now for the charts to move. Give you options. Yeah, but for me, the entry is not going to happen just now. So personally, I'm going to chill. I'm going to go grab something to eat, seeing it is 7:30 p.m. and it's going to have dinner at some point. So, but I appreciate one and all for joining. Thank you. Appreciate the support on stream. Good day. Good test of patience and discipline. Nothing mentioned, nothing gained, but nothing lost. It's been a good week so far. We'll see what happens, what we can come up with tomorrow for my guys. I will catch you guys a little bit later on. We'll see what is on offer. I'll suss the charts out. If I see something happening when I'm looking at it, might jump on at that point. What I think about BTC preview for UCV. needs to break the high of the previous candle, and then good chance it'll head back up towards that 90. I'm talking about the daily time frame here, back towards the 93 to 94k region. Yeah, needs to break that previous daily candle's high. It's also clearing the 4 hour above that level. But starts to pop below the daily low, then I see it pulling back a bit further, maybe back towards that 82, 83 sort of region. Just really quick analysis. I don't follow it much, to be honest. Yeah, that's it. It was Bitcoin for a second, but I do look at gold, but nothing for me just now. We're just at a candle closure. It's not closed where I want it to close. So guys, appreciate you all for joining. Carl beats Australian market, GJ limit order. No, there's no limit order here. Not closed above the resistance, and again we've tapped into targets here to the left. It's at a resistance just above this level, so this really drag it up to there now. Mentioned it before, so the upside needs to create the move first and then pull back, and then I consider it later. That's it. All right guys, take care. Appreciate you all. Thank you once again. Thank you for the stickers, guys. Warinka, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Zizu, guys, appreciate it. And yeah, come back tomorrow, guys. I'll see you first timers. Nice one. Catch you again tomorrow. So until then, take care, guys. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Bye.